Samples must be taken. Shit, you're fixing here or whatever. Okay. Okay. In order to prevent further Okay.
Just start it over.
Well, I can just cut this part out. It's fine.
Okay.
You ready? Okay. So, in order to prevent further damages to the reef, methodologies must be in place. Our first one is that samples must be pure and not contaminated. If they're contaminated, obviously the data will become corrupt. And if they're not taken at the same location, the data will be corrupt as well because it's not going to be consistent. And we are here to better the environment, not disrupt it, so you don't want to violate any environmental laws and face the repercussions, such as the Clean Water Act, which details essentially that we can't make the ocean ground our dump. Instruments and tools used. Sonar. So what sonar does is a ship sends a ping down to the bottom of the water, and however long it takes for that ping or sound wave to come back, you can determine the depth, and we're using it to measure the depth. We're using microscopes to measure the algae growth, and typically microscopes are used in order to determine what kind of algae is present, but we're going to use it to measure the algae growth, and we're going to do that by counting the cells in the chambers. And we're going to need some knowledge of the taxonomy of algae, because if you can't identify what you're looking at, we're not going to get anywhere. Vials are going to be used to collect water samples that are pure and not contaminated, and LiDAR's light detection and range, and we're using this to measure the temperature, ocean currents, and salinity. It's basically light is used in the form of a pulse laser to measure ranges. And the role and responsibility of the researcher: keeping adequate distance from animals that you should not come near. Sea turtles, sea snakes are venomous, and you do not want to stay clear of them. Do not make excessive noise underwater. That's essentially screaming like, I have a gun in a crowd, and you're going to do nothing but disturb the life around there, and just don't do that. Do not feed fish and alter the marine life. Is essentially the same thing. You're just going to disrupt the life around them. And sudden jerks and interference with marine life is also screaming, I have a gun 2.0. And the Clean Water Act is there to let you know that we can't use the ocean ground as our dump. Society's benefits from research. So society is very naive about how crucial the Florida Reef is to the entire ocean, its biodiversity. It creates the opportunity for the tremendous biodiversity across the ocean, and is kind of like the foundation or backbone to that. And millions of jobs and nations are intertwined with the reef, and without the reef, the nations are going to suffer tremendously. And with jobs being at stake, families might go hungry, and we don't really want to have thousands and thousands of species become endangered and go extinct because we can't contain ourselves and help better the environment.